Good afternoon. We are here at the Pain in Europe Congress at Valencia, and we have the pleasure to interview the president of EFIC, Bart Morlion. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning.
We're very excited to be here. You're the president of EFIC. Can you tell our viewers of Pain in Motion a bit about what the mission of EFIC is?
The European Pain Federation, EFIC, is a multi-professional organization uniting all types of professionals involved in pain, basic pain research, clinical pain research, translational pain research, but not only physicians, especially also allied healthcare professionals like physiotherapists, clinical psychologists, nursing, and so on.
So it's very nice that there's a multidisciplinary audience. I've also noticed it here. So I was wondering, is there a certain area we forgot in the past and that you feel deserves more attention now and in the future?
Of course. Really a priority in my plan as president of the European Pain Federation is to promote also the primary prevention of pain. If we look at the high prevalence of chronic pain, musculoskeletal pain is really over 50% of all the problems, and part of these problems develop because of inadapted lifestyle. So primary prevention, even starting in kindergarten, there should be much more investment. And that's the reason I think that an organization like ours and like ISP should not only invest in the study of pain and the management of pain, but also add prevention of pain to its mission.
So within pain research, what are for you the innovative pain research domains that you say, have a look at that, because this is really the upcoming things that will give us new insights within pain. What are you excited about?
Of course, there are many different domains, but looking at the difficulty, especially in chronic pain management, it's so important to identify the right patients for the right therapy. So phenotyping is very important, and it starts with genetics. Genetics, epigenetics, and then getting into targeted, individualized medicine, pain management. That's very exciting, and there has been a lot of developments and new research, and this is ventilated also in our plenaries and in a few workshops. Another area which is really booming at the moment is the involvement of digital technologies, not only in diagnosis but also in the management and self-care of patients. So that's also bridging new technologies into the new world. So digitalization is quite key, and also this is represented during our meeting.
Yes, and has EFIC made special efforts to connect researchers and people developing technology on this conference?
Yes, indeed. We're looking to these translational aspects, bringing also people outside of the known community of pain science and pain research, and trying to bridge also to other areas. Often in professional life, you look at your peers, but the most interesting developments will come out with our own box. So we need to look out of our own box, and this will be developed. We started this during this edition, and this is the path we want to develop also for our next Congress in 2021 in Dublin, where digital medicine will be really on the edge of the topics.
That's really exciting. Maybe on a personal note, what are your current research endeavors?
I'm a pain clinician. That means I'm not involved in basic science research, but I'm very interested in the train the brain concepts, because I think as a clinician these are more important than some fancy medical technical developments. So train the brain concepts, also looking at especially chronic pain more as an environmental health issue and a social health issue. And therefore it's so important also to focus on the prevention of pain. And that's one of the reasons I really promote, one example is my presidential campaign promoting movement and exercise in primary and secondary prevention of pain.
You already made a connection to the clinical work. A lot of people here are researchers, but I've also noticed some clinicians are coming to the conference. Can you maybe tell our viewers that are clinicians why, if they're not here, they should come to the next edition?
I think we should put things straight. In the EFIC meeting, we do have quite a high number of clinicians, and that's the special character that we really bridge basic science with clinicians. So compared to some other meetings like neuroscience or even the ISP meeting, the share of clinicians is much higher during this meeting because of their time-consuming activities as clinicians. They're looking also far more for educational content. That's the reason we have a complete track of refresher courses, wrapping up all the new developments and getting them updated on the field of pain management in close relationship to the basic scientists.
Yeah, so that is why EFIC is so unique. You really, with this conference, bridge the gap between research and clinical work and translate research findings to clinicians.
Yes, we shouldn't think in silos when it goes. If somebody, it's really to move things forward. We need good basic researchers. We also need very basic, for instance, rodent research to advance things. But this has to be translated also. What is the benefit in the practical pain management? And there are many new exciting developments. But with respect to chronic pain, as said before, I think we should focus also more on the social environmental effects, including lifestyle. And lifestyle is in a very broad sense not only about getting some exercise or moving, it's also about nutrition, it's about healthy social networks, and this is also key in the management of pain.
Okay, thank you. If you weren't here at this edition, be sure you will be able to come to Dublin for the next EFIC meeting.